just like you did to Obama.
Okay, so let's talk about last night's debate. Vivek Ramaswamy. Damn. This guy stole the show. Everybody was talking about, oh, DeSantis, he's been stagnant, so it's time for him to shine. He needs to come in and dominate this debate, especially with Trump not being there. But what people didn't really know is that Trump not being there was a gift to Ramaswamy, because with the spotlight off of Trump, Ramaswamy was able to run shotgun over the entire stage. First, Mike Pence tried to attack him, trying to call him a rookie, saying he was too young, didn't know what he was doing. So let's take a look at that.
Now is not the time for on-the-job training. We don't need to bring in a rookie. We don't need to bring in people without experience.
So Mike Pence making these weak attacks against Ramaswamy. Some people may agree with Mike Pence. He may have some point to it, but at the end of the day, those attacks didn't work. So Vivek Ramaswamy decided to attack the entire stage. This guy wasn't bullshitting. Let's take a look.
Listen, now that everybody's gotten their memorized, pre-prepared slogans out of the way, we can actually have a real discussion now. The reality and the fact of the matter is...
Was that one of yours?
Not really, Mike, actually. We're just going to have some fun tonight. And the reality is, you have a bunch of people, professional politicians, super PAC puppets, following slogans handed over to them by their 400-page super PACs last week. The real choice we face in this primary is this. Do you want a super PAC puppet, or do you want a patriot who speaks the truth? I'm the only person on the stage who isn't bought and paid for, so I can say this.
Hey, the line super PAC puppet, I don't know, it might stick. That's a great one. That's a great, because like he said, these guys are bought and paid for. These guys just do what their donors want them to do. They don't have their own conscious mind. They don't think for themselves. So we're electing somebody in a suit, and they just do what some shadowy billionaires want them to do. So Vivek then got into it with Chris Christie. Chris Christie was running for him too, because Chris Christie knows that Vivek and Trump are kind of on the same page. And Chris Christie has made his entire campaign out of attacking Trump. And he's disgusted with Ramaswamy. So let's watch these exchanges between Chris Christie and Ramaswamy and watch Chris Christie get nearly booed off the stage.
People are dying of bad climate change policies than they are of actual climate change.
Governor Haley, are you bought and paid for?
Down by
Hold on.
in the last century.
Listen. Hold on.
I've had enough already tonight of a guy who sounds like ChatGPT standing up here. And the last person in one of these debates, Brett, who stood in the middle of the stage and said, "What's a skinny guy with an odd last name doing up here?" was Barack Obama, and I'm afraid we're dealing with the same type of amateur standing on stage tonight.
Come over and give me a hug. Give me a hug just like you did to Obama.
The same type of amateur.
And you'll help elect me just like you did to Obama, too. Give me that
the same type of amateur.
Hold on.
Someone's got to stop normalizing this conduct. Okay? Now, whether or not you believe that the criminal charges are right or wrong, the conduct is beneath the office of President of the United States. And you know, this is the great thing about this country. Booing is allowed, but it doesn't change the truth.
President Trump, I believe, was the best president of the 21st century. It's a fact. And Chris Christie, honest to God, your claim that Donald Trump is motivated by vengeance and grievance would be a lot more credible if your entire campaign were not based on vengeance and grievance against one man. And if people at home want to see a bunch of people blindly bashing Donald Trump without an iota of vision for this country, they could just change the channel to MSNBC right now. But I'm not running for president of MSNBC. I am running for president of the United States.
And then we had who was supposedly the man of the hour, Ron Desantis. This is your stage. This is your debate. Trump ain't here. So you need to come in and dominate. You need to remind people you're supposed to be the next president, not Trump, not some unknown guy named Ramaswamy. Definitely not those other never Trump candidates up there. But Ron DeSantis, he had some decent moments. He did decent. I won't say he crapped himself in his debate. But there was a key moment where Ramaswamy just completely crushed him. And a lot of people really didn't catch it right away. Let's take a look.
The administration is now asking Congress for $24 billion more. Regardless of that, the specifics of that plan, is there anyone on stage who would not support the increase of more funding to Ukraine?
I would not support it.
Europe needs to step up. I mean, I would have Europe step up and do their job.
Mr. Ramaswamy, but you're saying you would not too, Governor DeSantis?
I will have Europe pull their weight. Right now, they're not doing that.
You would not support
and I think
more
we need
funding?
to do, and I think our support should be contingent on them doing it. And I would have support in China to be able to take China and do what we need to do with China.
Mr. Ramaswamy, you would not support an increase of funding to Ukraine?
I would not.
And you saw that Ramaswamy licked his finger, held it up. So that's a saying about some of these empty suit politicians. They lick their finger, like Joe Biden, for example. He licks his finger, holds it up, see which way the wind is blowing, and then he'll go that way. So whatever way the crowd is going, whatever's trending in politics, that's the way these guys are going to go. So Ramaswamy is saying, look, DeSantis, you're just going with the wind because you don't have your own principles. You don't have your own hardline policies. What they tell you to do is what you do. Like DeSantis flip-flopped on the Ukraine thing. Are you thinking for yourselves? Do you have your own stance? Or are you just following the whims of your donors? Are you following the crowd? I think that made DeSantis look awful right there. And let's look at some of these harsh stances, because these politicians, they have their donors and they have to be cautious on what they say because they're worried, oh my God, these rich men, they're not going to like me if I say this. So when they're asked a hard question like about climate change, about Ukraine, about Trump, they're hesitant. They're afraid to answer because they don't know what their donors are going to say. Let's watch Vivek not hesitating at all.
The climate change agenda is a hoax. The climate change agenda is a hoax. And we have to declare independence for it. And the reality is, the anti-carbon agenda is the wet blanket on our economy. And so the reality is, more people are dying of bad climate change policies than they are of actual climate change.
Is there anyone on stage who would not support the increase of more funding to Ukraine? You all signed a pledge to support the eventual Republican nominee. If former President Trump is convicted in a court of law, would you still support him as your party's choice? Please raise your hand if you would.
So this seems to be a man of principle. He knows where he stands. He's not afraid of losing money from some billionaire donors. Even DeSantis is. And there were a couple of other moments. You had Tim Scott. He was, I don't know, he's a bit too soft for this, man. Like, he was too quiet. He was saying, let's all get along. Let's stop being children and bashing each other. Hey, the crowd's not here for that, man. So he just kind of disappeared in the corner over there. Then we had Asa Hutchinson from Arkansas, the North Dakota governor. The North Dakota guy, he's pretty good. He seems pretty smart, but he's an unknown and nobody really cared what he had to say. So he was just kind of drowned out during the middle of the fight. Asa Hutchinson, I'm going to get to him. I'm going to get to him and Christie in another video because these guys just self-deleted their own careers. We had another big moment. I'm also get to another video, and that's about Ukraine. That topic there deserves its own video. But overall, Vivek stormed the stage, destroyed all these career politicians, did a great job. But the question is, can he beat Trump? And my thoughts on that, absolutely not. You look online, he's getting a whole lot of praise online. But these same guys who are praising him are mostly Trumpers, and they're not going to vote for him over Trump. So in the long run, the best he can hope for is a VP spot, a Trump Ramaswamy spot, MAGA Swamy. That'll probably be that'll be a pretty good ticket. So let me know what you think. Leave me your thoughts below. Share the video. Thanks for watching.